Welcome to Did It On Purpose podcast,
where we discuss the naked truth on how intentionality in your marriage, mindset, and faith will lead you to doing it on purpose.
All right. You got it. She practiced that 1,000 times.
No, babe.
Yes, she did.
You just gonna put me on blast like that?
Yep. All right, let's get right into it. So,
what we
talking about today?
What we talking about, babe?
Come on, what we talking about?
Partnerships.
We're talking about working together in partnerships.
Yes. When you work together, you
like when you're in a
partnership.
Yeah, but when it's more specific is relationships. Like when you're in a relationship, most people don't know how to work together,
right? Or
find it difficult on working together. Mm-hmm. And I think in our experience, we're starting to hit a little stride. Mm-hmm. But how do you do that? You know, how do you work together when, you know, your partner has different ideas for what they may want to do, right? But how do you put your ideas together to work for the both of you?
Right. That's actually good. Even though when you come into a partnership, you should have a vision. Mm-hmm. But sometimes, you know, it's sometimes you have to adjust the vision, right?
Yeah.
To make it work for the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
And with a partnership, it's like you have to be able to have effective communication. You have to be able to trust one another to a certain degree, because you don't want to just get into a partnership with someone that you don't trust. So the beautiful thing is we are in our 5th year of marriage now, and it has taken a lot of trial and error or mistakes. But I like to, you know, channel our mistakes by saying opportunities for us to get better. Mm-hmm. And I think, you know, in the beginning of our partnership of becoming one, it was one of them things where we we just gonna figure it out. And I think the beautiful thing about partnership is we're still saying that. There has always been a grace on our marriage. 5, grace. Wow. Okay. Thank you, God. But there's always been this grace on our marriage where we figured it out without.
We're figuring it out.
We're still figuring it. I think in partnership, you're going to always be figuring it out, right?
I mean, you should be, because you're constantly growing and evolving. So unless you're stuck in one spot, you would never have anything to figure out. So if you're constantly growing, you're going to always have to figure out a new stride for that particular season or level that you're in. Mm-hmm. But I think more importantly, when it comes to working together in business, specifically, because it's one thing to work together in your home, which you should do. Mm-hmm. It's a whole nother conversation when you're working together as business partners, because you got to think, I'm around this person at home. I'm around this person when we spend time together. I sleep with this person, and now I'm with them even when we're working. That can be a lot to some people.
But isn't your home your first business, your first ministry? So if you can work effectively in your home, then you're actually increasing your capacity to have partnerships outside of your home.
I get that, but some would argue, where's the balance? Where is the time where you need to say, okay, I need some me time, or I need some, you know, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I said some people can figure it out and they can work together, and some people it's overkill for them. So where do you find the balance?
Outside with your friends. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, yes.
I don't know. I mean, where do you find the balance? You have to find that balance within yourself, you know, because I truly believe that your marriage, your home, that's your first ministry. And like I said, if you can work and cooperate in that, then I think you can do anything outside, because marriage is a mirror. So it's constantly changing you. It's constantly making you, it's making you work. You're constantly working on yourself to effectively communicate effectively with the people outside your home.
Yeah, yeah.
I know, if I'm being honest, our marriage is a constant, it's a constant, like, I'm constantly being challenged to be better, to be greater. Like, you challenge me all the time in my communication, the way I talk to people, the way I just engage with people. And it's based off of what you see in the home, but also what you see out there. So if I didn't have you, I would only be operating within my own conditions that I know, right? So
All of us.
But I feel when you have a close-knit partner, someone who is living in the home with you, someone who can constantly see those things that need to be transformed, see like with a marriage, is the beautiful thing is that person can see into you. There is no real mask that you can put on when you're married, because marriage is a mirror.
No, I agree. I mean, I think you have to. I guess we are talking about marriage, and we're talking about when you're intimate partners and you're going beyond the bedroom. But I think you have to, like you said, establish what your marriage is going to be. I think it's great if the two can work together all the time. If you can do it, there's a grace for that. But it's not necessary, in my opinion. I
don't think it's necessary.
You have to find what works for your relationship, and you have to be mature enough to accept that, you know what, we work together great in this area, but in this area, I'm gonna let him do his thing, or I'm gonna let her do her thing, and be okay with that. Not take it personal and say, well, why can't you work with me in the business? Look, we don't think the same when it comes to business, and that's okay. You have to do what works well for your home, for your marriage, so that the marriage part, that sanctity is still peaceful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because working in business can destroy relationships in the home.
Absolutely.
So that's why I say, is it important? Is it necessary?
I personally think it is necessary, because I think that...
You just said you didn't think it was necessary.
I know, but now I'm changing that. I actually do think it's necessary.
For all marriages?
I think when you enter into a marriage, you enter into agreement, and you guys start to build legacy together. Like, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So when God blesses you with a wife, she's able to pull substance out of you. She's able to help you build the things that you couldn't do on your own, and vice versa. So I do feel like it should be something you should build, because you have to have a business plan for your marriage. What is the vision? What is the mission for your marriage?
That's the marriage.
Right. What do you guys want to build together? Are y'all just, okay. So I guess what I'm saying is, let's take us, for example. Let's talk about our personal experience, right? We're both actors, and when we met each other, we were both actors, but that wasn't the end for us. It was like, okay, I want to do this, you want to do this. Okay, how do we come together to effectively carry out this mission that God has given us, to carry out this vision that God has given us? So we have to work together. We have to collab. Now, you do have some people who are just 9-to-5ers, right? And they just go to their regular job as a banker, and some people don't have the ambition. This is no shade to anybody. Some people don't have the desire to do anything extra outside of the regular 9-to-5. So they probably wouldn't enter into a partnership outside of the home, but in the home, there's still a partnership. There's still, it's not just we're walking past each other every day. We partner when we go to bed together. We partner when we're eating dinner together. We're partnering. So that's why I'm saying, like, it is something that you actually do without even consciously being aware of you doing it.
No, I get that. Yeah, I get that, because that's necessary for your home to grow and be peaceful. But enter into an agreement does not mean two people have to work together all the time. That's not, the agreement is we're agreeing to whatever it is that works for the marriage. This is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So yeah, for some, you know, you can agree and say, you know what, we work well together. Or the agreement can be, you know what, I do this well, I need your support on it, but I don't necessarily need you there 24/7. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. So, because you know, it relieves the pressure from, a lot of times when you get into a relationship or you get into a marriage, you feel like you have to do every single thing together. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's not healthy. Mm-hmm. What's healthy is if my wife has a dream to do her talk show, I'm going to support her and I'm going to be there financially, whatever the case may be. But I do not have to be a co-host with her, mm-hmm. is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Because that's her thing and she looks good doing it. I don't necessarily have to be on there. Or if it's something like,
so what do you call this?
This, I mean, no, this, we can work together and have agreements and disagreements here because we're helping. To me, this podcast is not for us to have a platform to just talk. It's to have a platform to hopefully help people that are going to watch it. That's why I like to do things like this. This is more of a discussion of what you may have in your home and you're letting people see that. Mm-hmm. Or what we may have amongst our close-knit friends where we're helping build each other. And now we can kind of show the world that as well to help build them.
But this is a partnership.
No, I know that. Oh. But I'm not, but this doesn't pertain, to every relationship.
Oh, you're saying, of course not.
But that's not what you just said. You said this works for every marriage. And I'm saying
no, I'm not saying this works for every marriage.
No, you said every marriage should be in partnership.
When you are married, you're partnering with somebody.
Yes, but what I'm saying is when you partner, just like in business, right? You have business partners. Say it's 4 business partners. The 4th one may not agree with the move that the group wants to make. Mm-hmm. But if 3 outvote them, then they're going to have to go with it. Doesn't mean that they agree to do it, but they say, you know what, I'm going to go with it. And, you know, if it's successful, great. If it's not, whatever. So what I'm saying is, even in a marriage, yes, you partnering to get to the common goal, but that doesn't mean that both of you are in the same place all the time, doing the same things all the time, because there's no way you can grow in an exponential way if you do it that way. Sometimes it's good if my wife is in Germany handling her clothing line, right? I don't need to be there for that. Mm-hmm. I don't even need to be, you know, obviously I'm not going to be in the clothes unless you make male clothes, but that for me anyway. Some guys, you know, I'm just saying, you know.
Oh my God.
It's okay. Hey, you do what you do. If I'm away on set, right? My wife is not necessarily, she's not a business partner in that, technically, right? So what I'm saying is, it's good to have vision for what you guys want to do together, because there are certain things that you're going to do great together, and there are certain things that you do well without my help.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying. So, but if you're not mature in that and you don't understand that, you'll feel like, well, why can't I be in that? Well, how come you leaving me behind? No, you go do what you do.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to do a woman's conference, I don't need to necessarily be, well, you need to have one male on the panel. Like, it's just like, it's not necessary. That's all I'm saying. So that's at least what I feel. Agree? Disagree?
I kind of agree, but I
think you're just playing devil's advocate at this point. You agree at one point?
I just don't want, I want people to understand that I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I do think when you are building a legacy at some point with your spouse, you do partner with that person outside of the home. And I get what you're saying. You're not doing everything with that person. There are some things that you guys, okay, this is my business plan that I'm doing with this person and that person, whatever. But at the same time, I don't want people to take it as I shouldn't partner with my spouse.
That's not what we're saying.
Right. Yeah, it was a little.
No, it wasn't. It was very clear.
Because this is clearly a partnership.
It is. This is what we go through in our marriage sometimes. She'll overthink it and regurgitate.
I overthink a lot sometimes.
Everything I just said and say it in a whole different way. And I'm like, so, okay.
At least I'm thinking.
Okay. But again, for those, so I guess, you got to get to the root of even working together.
Why are you working together? Like, what's your why?
Yeah, why? I think before even your why, you have to find out what that person wants to do, and what, like if you're getting married, right? And you're the woman, you're the man. The woman has to find out, well, what do you want to do in life? And she has to determine, I want to get behind that, or I don't really see myself doing that. Yeah. Before you can even determine a why for your relationship. I think that's the mistakes that a lot of people make is you get in relationships, or you even sometimes you get married and you really don't know the vision of the household that you're saying you want to be a part of. Because I know for us and our faith, we're very much in agreement that when a woman or when a man finds a wife, she's adding or she's coming along to multiply what his ideas are, what his vision is, to help bring it to life. And it's not saying that she's forgetting everything she needs to do, but we agree that, okay, the wife is there to say, hey, we don't have kids, I can give you those. You have this business idea, okay, maybe you should think about making this a LLC, or maybe you should think about finding this manufacturer if you're in fashion. Like, that's what the wife is. It's a helper. It's literally to help you think about all the things that you're not thinking about, or to help you carry out all the necessary steps that you may not think about. You have the male or the husband. You should be a visionary. You should have dreams and you should have ideas and say, hey, I want to do this. And she should be able to come along, whether she has it right then and there, or whether she learns it and say, hey, I did some research and this is what we should do. Or this is how I'm going to help you do da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I also agree or think that the person has to want her help. Or his help. And what's funny is, like you think about when we got engaged, right? And you had one vision for the wedding. I had another vision for the wedding. And I remember we were like, okay, this is what I want. And I kept saying, this is what I want.
Tell them the vision.
This is what I want.
Tell them the vision. Let's take a poll and see whose vision was better.
Your vision.
No, tell them your vision. She wanted to get married on the beach.
I did.
She was looking for all this water and sand, and we was gonna have sand in our shoes.
I wasn't wearing shoes, babe. The whole idea was for me not to wear shoes and walk down the sand to my husband. But no, yeah, I had this vision. I always just wanted to be by the water. And we would go to all of these different venues that was by the beach, on the beach. And every time we would go to one, he automatically was like, no, this ain't it. But I'd be like, no, babe, I was trying to make it fit because all I kept seeing was the beach, the water, the sand.
That's it.
That was it. I know. It's the truth. And I do remember you found this venue and we went to see it, and
Calamigos Ranch. Shout out to Calamigos Ranch.
Amazing.
Actually, I didn't find it.
Somebody told you about
the
it.
lady on the Safari Wine tour told us about it.
And I remember, and I was ignoring her.
But it was what I explained to her what my idea was, and she was like, y'all should check out Calamigos Ranch. And I was like, okay. And she was like, it's right around the corner. And we went and seen it, and it was a beautiful mesh of everything.
Yeah, it had the water.
Minus the sand. It had the water.
It had
the
a
waterfall.
Yeah.
But I just wanted a vibe. I was like, I wanted to feel like, you know, it has water, but it, you know, it's texture. I'm a texture guy. I don't like the
cliche.
Just clean.
Yeah.
I don't like too clean.
Yeah.
I think it's because my upbringing. I'm from, we're both from Philly, but I need a little bit of rough
artsy.
Around the edges, artsy. Yeah. Because it makes you creative.
Yeah. So can you say, so it's almost what I said earlier, like you have to trust your partner. And it wasn't until that moment where we went to the venue where I was like, oh, babe, this is it. We gotta have this, because I know prior to that I was just like, no, this is what I want. This is what I want. And that right there, the I partnership will not work if you don't let go of that I. And I know, I can be honest, I can admit, in the beginning of our marriage, I was all about I. I.
Private eye.
Oh my goodness.
iPod.
You were patient. I appreciate that. You were very patient.
Eye for an eye. I'm just thinking about all the eye things.
All right, babe. We get it. We get it. I'm not there anymore.
Everybody has a little bit of eye left in them. We're constantly
evolving
and cutting and pruning ourselves. It's natural, you know.
But I do feel like in a partnership, you have
There's nothing wrong with actually. There's nothing wrong with saying this is what I want. It's only an issue when you're in a relationship, because the I has to go out the window, and you have to at least present and say, okay, this is what I want. What do you want? Let that person present what they want. And then you can say, okay, now how do we make this work together?
Yeah.
But it's okay in a relationship if you say, I want to go on a vacation and your husband doesn't want to go. A good husband will say, go on a vacation.
Yeah.
By yourself. It's okay. I'll see you when you get back.
No, babe,
because that works too. Right, exactly. You got to understand sometimes it's you were an I before you were a we.
Yeah.
So it's good to have I moments. I think it's healthy. Because you don't like to play basketball. I like to go play basketball. I like to go lift weights.
But that's the balance. That's the balance in partnerships. Like
Yeah.
you still know that there are things that Todd needs to do. Wait a minute. Hold on. We didn't even introduce ourselves. Who are you? They don't even know who I am.
They know who I am. I'm a star.
Okay.
Check your TVs. No, I'm just kidding.
My bad.
I'm sorry, Todd. My wife, Lena.
I am Lena Anthony. I'm an actress, producer, designer.
We do creative stuff.
Yeah.
I'm an artist. I like to use that word.
Yeah.
I like to just be creative.
And this is my husband. I'm sure you're aware now.
Right. I hope. Otherwise, shoot, we both on a podcast talking about marriage, and we married to other people. This is a whole nother conversation.
This was a partnership for purpose. This was a vision that, it's funny because God has given me this vision, I'll say a few years ago, but I didn't quite see it, and I've done other things and I didn't bring it to my husband's attention, but I knew that a podcast was something that he desired to do. And then it was like, as we were growing and just like building, and we do a lot of things for purpose. Like our business is called Platform for Purpose. And I think as we've been having all of our events, our marriage panels and our men's panels, God was showing us, or showing me, that as we continue to move in purpose, as we continue to partner with each other, there was something that needed to be done now. And this was going to liberate, this was going to deliver and save so many marriages, so many relationships, and so many people to just start walking in their purpose, doing all of the things that God has called and created them to do. So when I brought it to my husband's attention, it was beautiful for him to just be like, I like it. It's dope. But we got to make sure that we over me. It ain't just about I, you know? And
yeah. Well, that's because, I mean, in all honesty, the whole platform for purpose was your idea, which was fine.
It wasn't my idea. It was something that God has given me. It wasn't an idea at all.
That's still an idea, whether God gives it to you or not. It's an idea.
From God, not me. I don't take credit for it
It's
at all.
not about that. Yeah, boy, you got to take credit for it, because how else is God going to get glory? People going to give you credit. It's okay to deflect it and say, hey, yeah, well, God gave it to me. But it's all right to say, yeah, it was my idea. We know where it was given from. It's okay.
But even with that part.
But I'm sorry, before you say, what I was saying was, the reason why I said I wanted to make sure this is something that we're doing together is because Platform for Purpose was an idea for you to do panels and speaking and stuff like that, because that's what you desire to do. It wasn't necessarily something I desire to do, because I'm really naturally a more laid back person. I don't necessarily care to be out on doing speaking engagements.
You just said you was a star. That's what stars do. I'm sorry.
No, they don't. Not all of them. When last time you seen Daniel Day-Lewis do a speaking engagement? I'm just saying.
As soon as I book him, he will.
Okay. That man, listen, does a movie every 2-3 years, and we love him still. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I just wanted to make sure that, okay, it's the podcast is our vision, because again, there are some things even within our organization now, which is Platform for Purpose, that, like the women's panels, you know, that's something all right, go ahead, go do it. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm gonna have my input, but I'm not gonna be on
and
the
you support
panel.
100%, because he's at all my women's panels, not on the panel.
Not on the panel, helping it be
the
successful.
before and the after.
But
yes.
I don't want to be anymore.
But that's partnership.
I want to find
You're helping
workers.
it be successful.
Okay, it's funny because I'm gonna tell you the real reason why I agreed to do this podcast, and we talked about it off camera just now, but if you cannot, like business, like working together, even in business, in anything, but especially business, can be ugly, because you have to make decisions that best suit the business. It's not about the marriage at that point. So, but it goes to the point that we were just discussing, is that before you get to the business part, in the marriage, you have to be able to have all of your masks off and just be all right with that. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no such thing as, you know, you're supposed to be this way, mm-hmm. or you're supposed to be this way. No. Yeah. You're supposed to be, personality-wise, exactly who God created you to be. Yeah. Yes, you are going to grow to become better at whatever it is that you're pursuing. But as far as individuals that have joined together, you have to appreciate what you have joined with in order to make it work. Because, again, there's something I do differently than you, and there's something you do differently than me. Mm-hmm. And we make it and we mesh it to work. Right. Depending on what arena we're in. Mm-hmm. You know, you know, when it comes to, if we're at a social event, I don't know whose arena that is better. I don't know. Maybe sometimes, I don't know. It depends. Sometimes I'm better at in social events than she is.
Yeah, sometimes I don't want to be there, and you can tell.
Yeah, right. And that's the moments where you say, you should stay down.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean? But I'm saying you use those strengths to suit your relationship. So if my wife is better than me in business and we're in a business meeting, hey, you lead the way on the talking on this. I'll present the creative stuff, but that's how you make a marriage work. And you be all right with, and until that person becomes stronger in that particular area. But it's okay to let each other lead the way in certain areas, because that's what a partnership is. Even in business, it's the same thing.
That's actually really, really great that you said that, because no, it really is.
Say it again.
Let me stroke your ego, baby. See? That is really great that you said that.
See what I did there? I did it on purpose.
I like that.
Oh my!
That was dope.
Don't ruin the moment, baby. Make it corny now.
That was actually dope.
Go ahead. What was you saying? Go ahead.
No. That was dope, because a lot of men have so much pride, and it's like, no, I have to lead. I have to lead. But I love your naked truth just now. And what's funny is,
yeah, she's trying to plug words in.
I'm trying to be like my husband.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm actually gonna reveal some naked truth that I don't think I've ever shared this with you.
On a podcast?
On a
Jesus,
podcast.
You gonna do it? I ain't never heard this.
I'm going to share this with you.
Oh my gosh.
So one of the reasons why God told me so clear to start Platform for Purpose and to start having these marriage events. We were only in our first year of marriage where God said, start having marriage events. And I've never shared this with anybody, but me and you were both coming from a divorce. Mm-hmm. You were divorced, I was divorced.
People know that.
Not everybody know you were divorced, but a lot of people do know that I was divorced. But for the people who don't know, we were coming from a divorce, and
let's. I was coming from a divorce like 8 years ago, so
I was coming from a divorce maybe like, I don't know.
At the time,
7 months, not even.
Like a year.
A year.
No, yeah, almost a year.
It was almost a year, but I remember God saying to me, "This is going to help build, cultivate." But also these panels are creating accountability. Mm-hmm. It is creating a community. So you guys could lean on them. You guys can get wisdom from them. And in turn, we were actually benefiting so many people. Mm-hmm. We were, of course, was getting benefited as well, but we were benefiting so many people. And God said to me so loud one day, he said, what purpose are you if you are not benefiting others? He said, I will give you many platforms, and they will all be for my purpose. Mm-hmm. So I say that to say, this partnership that we have, it truly is for a purpose. It truly is us walking in our purpose. And I'm just so thankful that, you know, when I do come to you with the ideas that I'm so excited about, because God gave me this today. Oh my God, babe, we should do this. Or, oh my God, babe, I should start this. There has not been one idea that you've been like, no, babe, we just need to not do that. Or you just need to not do that. It's like, all right, if God told you to do it, then let's do it. Let's figure it out.
Sometimes I'll be like, you sure God said that? Listen, I ain't never met somebody who hears from God every 5 minutes.
I do. Where is he? Somewhere.
I know Jesus.
He's somewhere on the picture on this
the Lord.
podcast.
Golly. I mean, does he not like me? You know, Jesus. Like, does he decide to use my wife's voice to speak to me all the time? No, I'm just playing.
That's the truth.
I'm just joking.
Maybe I'm the voice of God in our marriage.
Oh my gosh. That repent. She didn't mean that, Jesus. Lord.
I'm just saying.
Anyway, Brandon said we got 10 minutes. So, but
no, but what do you think people are going to get from this podcast? Like,
well, what do you want them to get?
I want them.
Everybody's not going to get it. Let me just say that.
Everybody's not going to get it.
Because at the end of the day, we're not here for people to necessarily get it. We hope that people get it, but some people are going to look at this and find something negative, and that's okay. Yeah. But we're not here, obviously, spilling negative tea or negative information. Yeah. Here's what I want people to walk away with. And and I'll stay on topic. We were talking about, and the reason why we decided to do this on the first one was because obviously this is an idea that we both decided to venture on and say, okay, let's do a podcast together.
Let's partner together.
Because I have ideas for a different podcast.
We did it on purpose. All right, go ahead.
Lord
Sorry.
Jesus.
I'm so extra, and my husband knows this.
Super. Sometimes, just leave the singing to me.
Oh, yeah, I did pray for that. Okay. All right. We'll talk about that on another episode.
Anyway, what I was saying was that it's for people to understand, I guess let me speak to men. Husbands or those that are aspiring to be husbands, have ambition, have ideas, have goals that you want for yourself, and make them big. And then when you're looking for a wife, find the person that helps you get to that goal. Not the person that looks the best, not the person who seems like the smartest. Marriage is about joining yourself with someone who is the best fit for the plan.
That's actually really good.
It's just like
best fit for the purpose.
You cutting me off.
I'm sorry.
This is something we got to work on.
We still figuring it out.
No, but seriously, I mean, it's just like God, right? What God does is he says, my Todd, you know what? He's the best fit to reach these people. I'm going to use him to reach these people. Lena, she's the best fit to reach those people. So I'm going to use her to, not the people that I want Todd to reach. And Lena, don't try to reach the people that Todd to reach because it's not going to work. So if you listen to me, the people that I want you to reach, you're going to save many. You're going to be successful while doing it. So I think it's making sure, like I said, more so for husbands, that you're choosing a helper, a helpmate that fits the vision, not only that God has given you, but that you've also given yourself. Because once you fulfill God's vision, he'll fulfill your vision.
So. Yeah, I feel like our goal is for people to really get the raw, but the raw from us, our purpose is so that you don't have to make the same mistakes that we've made. God has given us grace to have a second time around, have a second opportunity. So now we are able to teach, we're able to empower, inspire people to walk fully in their purpose, whether they're a wife, whether they're just a mom, whether they're not just, because I'm a mom and it ain't no just, it's amazing. So wife, motherhood, just single men and women, we just want to talk. It's all about walking in your purpose, and walking in your purpose means you have to change your mindset. You have to have the faith and to boldly know where you are going. So this podcast is just to empower you and to have some fun, because we're going to talk about everything from sex to...
We should talk about, on the next one, single days.
Ooh. We had some fun times.
And how you go through that process of being single, and we can share experiences.
Yeah, of course.
And then how did you get yourself prepared for this, this new level, this marriage, this partnership, because you go through different relationships to prepare for that one thing. So, but that's we'll say that for episode 2.
Enter into different partnerships to get the ultimate partnership. Yeah. So I think we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Wait. So tell me why.
Why what? Babe, we're done.
Wait, no. I want to know. What's your why?
Oh my gosh.
Why you did it on purpose?
These are
why
the
you
times.
did it on purpose.
Here's
babe.
what my wife has to understand.
I don't know how to end.
When I'm done, I'm done.
But tell me why. I want to know real quick. Why?
Why what?
Why you did it on purpose?
Did what on purpose?
Your whole life is about purpose. Tell me why.
Did what on purpose? What specifically?
life, me, marry me, have these babies.
I didn't do life on purpose.
Right,
the Lord did it on purpose. And then I said, oh, this is what I'm doing, Lord? Okay.
You agreed to it. You said yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
My wife.
ask me. Ask me.
Why did you do it on purpose, babe?
Because it's not about me. It's about you.
I felt like that was a selfish moment. And she just wanted me to ask the question so she could give this profound answer at the last minute. You don't know my why?
Why?
My why is so I can make some money. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Not the money.
No, my why, I did it on
Make
purpose.
some-
I do life on purpose. And everybody that knows Todd Anthony,
Yeah.
I do it really because I genuinely have a heart for people and I want to see you be the best version of whatever it is that you decide to be. Like that's I don't care who you go to. You cannot go to anybody and Todd Anthony was negative, didn't want the best for you, didn't give you a piece of advice, anything. So my why for living life, my why for being a father, for being a husband, for being an actor, I know that I'm here to just make you better.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's annoying, but I can't help it. So that's how I know that this is what God has given me. So.
And you will never come in contact with Lena or Todd and not be transformed to walk boldly, authentically,
Don't pat yourself on the back, man.
confidently in your
man.
purpose.
All right.
I'm patting myself on the back because I
Jesus.
know the grace that I walk in.
Oh my Lord, listen.
I know the grace that I walk in.
Better not slip up with
Listen.
one person, boy. Your reputation. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, all right.
Anyway.
Again, welcome to Did It On Purpose. We wrapping up.
Thank you for tuning in, and we're excited to bring
Yep.
some raw, gritty, revelatory conversations to you.
We gone. Revelatory.